Hey YouTube, it's Seal. So I'm going to be starting this new series. Well, not really a series, but collection of videos. So basically, whenever Behavior releases a dev update or a patch note release, I'm gonna go over my thoughts and opinions on it. I'm gonna read it to you guys, so you guys don't have to, so you guys can go grab a snack, drink, whatever you got to do to you know, be ready for story time. So this is my first time doing this, so we're just kind of just gonna read over it. I'm gonna go over some my thoughts and opinions on stuff like the buffs, the add-on changes. So the first update slash patch notes that we're gonna be working on is going to be this January 3rd. This one was posted. There's a part one, there's a part two. We're gonna go over both of them today. And then as they release them, I'm going to keep up to date with it, and I'm gonna, as soon as I get notified that they're out, I will make a video here on YouTube. Okay, you guys can, get my thoughts and my opinions on stuff, and if you guys want to, um, talk with me, you can either, if you have, you know, similar or differentiated opinions, you can comment below. You can, um, you can talk to me in Discord. We can have a little. I'll post this in my Discord as well. And links for my Discord and my stream will be also in the bottom so of this video. So let's just go ahead and get right in onto it. All right, so we're gonna start off with the January developer update part one. Like I said, this was made in January 3rd. All right, so they said Happy New Year, everyone. We're back with after a quick break and jumping right back into things with another dev update. Like last time, there's too much to go through in one sitting, so check back tomorrow for part two, which we'll go over later. Most of this will appear in the upcoming chapter, but we also wanted to be a bit more transparent with what we're working on in the future. For the sake of clarity, we've marked anything that's for the later update with future. All right. So first off, we have the future patch optimization plan. Depending on where you play, it can either take a while to install a patch, or patch sizes can be unusually large. Needless to say, this isn't ideal. When new content releases, who wants to wait around for it? I mean, I sure don't. But I deal with it anyways. I mean, I wait, I see it's live, and I download it, and then it's there. Just I'll go AFK, I'll go make a sandwich, go watch a TV show, and it'll be not that big of a deal. But hey, if they're willing to make it a little bit faster, I'm all for it. That's why we're working on improving the update process going forward. First of all, why does it take so long? To keep it simple, the game is split up into small chunks. This way, when the game updates, you only need to download the chunks that changed rather than the whole game. Trouble is, as the game has grown over the years, so have these chunks, which makes downloads and or patch times, depending on which platform you're on, longer. So what are we doing about it in the short term? For Steam only, due to technical reasons. I'm on Steam, so nice. We will be compressing the files more starting this mid chapter. This will make patch times as much as 50% faster and decrease the amount of disk space required by about 18 gigs. Nice. Next we'll be restructuring these chunks. In a future update, this will affect all platforms and make patch times up to 200% faster. That's some quality of life, right? Not terrible. That's actually pretty. I mean, because this game does have a lot of stuff in it. They just keep adding to it. Important note though, in both cases, these improvements will require you to completely redownload the game. This means there will be a very large download when updating or opting in and out of the PTB. Don't worry, this is normal. Afterwards, updates will go back. All right, another future update: matchmaking optimization plans. With a few months in SBMM, the skill-based matchmaking, and we'd like to shed some light on what we've been working on and improvements we'll make going forward. Though it may be polarizing, we want to be as transparent as possible when it comes to SBMM, as the discussions that stem out from it are incredibly valuable to us as we continue to improvements. Game and community are constantly changing, and the matchmaking system should always be adapted to support them. This is why we're constantly making changes. One recent example came from an influx of players. We noticed that default rating was placing first-time players against some fairly experienced opponents. So to remedy this, we lowered the default rating for new players, so they would be more likely to play against each other. Regularly making changes behind the scenes, find the best balance of quality matches. Beyond small tweaks, I've identified some areas where the system could be improved. Let's run through each of these quickly. Okay, I have noticed that, especially this is a really big thing when it comes to like Swifts and stuff going against four-man Swifts. There's a lot of people, like, not all four-man Swifts are like max MMR. You know, you got like, sometimes you'll have like one or two really good loopers, and then you have, the two average, like, people that just don't play no much, or, they got less than 1,000 hours. They kind of don't know what they're doing yet. Yeah, this actually might help a little bit with that. But I will go over that in a separate video on, my matchmaking stuff, because I am actually typing up a like proper MMR system for this game. So I'm still like knee deep in that. So I might actually make that a whole video, but that video is probably going to be very, very long. Otherwise, I'll just post it in my Discord. I'll post it on Reddit, somewhere on there. Anyway, let's get back. Backfill improvements. Somebody leaves a lobby. Matchmaker needs to find a replacement, aka a backfill. Right now, it heavily favors a quick replacement over a quality one. Work. Oh, this can lead to some matches where one or more players are outside of the normal skill range. We're going to work towards finding a good balance between quality and wait times. Good. I don't mind waiting an extra couple seconds to find somebody that's, halfway decent at the game, because I like the challenge being a killer main here. So I do play both sides, so it'd be nice for both sides. Disconnection handling. Currently, the SBMM system doesn't handle disconnects as well as it could. Looking to make adjustments to handle them better and make sure disconnects are treated fairly when altering someone's rating. It's fair because someone DCs, it's not fair to everybody else. I had a Blight game yesterday. Somebody was just AFK the whole match. Didn't do a damn thing. I put pretty much everybody else on death hook, and then I killed the AFK person, and then I let everybody else go. So that's usually how I deal with it, because I know it's just not fair to the survivors. But some killers just don't care. It's like 4K, 4K, 4K. That's all they want. All right, extended breaks. When somebody takes an extended break from the game, the rating does not change. This isn't ideal since you are bound to be a little rusty after not playing for a while, especially on the killer side. Turning to difficult matches is a recipe for a frustrating night. I've had some frustrating nights. I remember when I took that week off, I felt like I was brand new to the game. We're hoping to introduce a mechanic that adjusts your ratings when you've been gone for a while to ease you back in when you return. That's good. And obviously, from my understanding, every single killer has their own separate MMR. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird. So like, let's say I haven't played, I don't know in what universe. But let's say, I haven't played demo in 6 months. I come back, 6-month break. I play demo. I want to be going against, top DVD players. All right, general improvements. This one is a little more technical. The game will detect which server you have the best connection to and match you with other players who are close to that server. Obviously, VPN users don't really have to worry about this. This works well enough, but we're ready between two servers. It'll only be matched with one set of players. Players who have a good connection to more than one server, we'd like to open matchmaking and allow them to find matches with either set of players. Okay, might speed up the queue time and balance it. When you're kind of what they said. It's a pretty good idea. As a note, these changes will take a while to develop, but we're confident that these will make notable improvements. All right. Next little part here is the solo survivor experience. I don't know why in hell you would play solo survivor, because I don't know. I like talking smack to the killer when I'm playing survivor with my with my team, whoever I'm playing with, whoever that may be. And I like giving my teammates some smack. That's always funny. We gotta make fun of them. We gotta poke fun. You gotta poke fun to have fun, right? This is actually I've already read through both of these, and this is pretty nice. Because if you're reading this, you've been left on the hook at some point. I'll be getting face camped by an insidious Bubba. Okay, maybe not, but the chances are very high. Chances are still pretty high. Thanks to Skillblake's matchmaking ratings, we're able to impact playing with a pre-made group as the outcome of a match. Various skill levels. Data confirms our suspicion as skill goes up. So does the gap in survival range between solo survivors and pre-made groups. In the top end of skill levels, obviously, you get 4 really good survivors is better than 1 really survivor with like 3 okay survivors. You can tell there's a difference. You can tell when you're going. You can usually tell when you're going up against a Swift and when you're not. The difference in escape rate can be as much as, wow, holy crap, that's all. This isn't great. The difference between solo survivors and groups make it difficult to find a perfect balance. Naturally, if we balance killers around pre-made groups, solo survivors get left behind. True. Meanwhile, if we balance around solo survivors, killers will have a rough time against groups. Again, with that in mind, we'll be working on some measures to bridge the gap between solo survivors and pre-made groups, which will allow us to better balance killers. We're aiming to strike a balance between making solo players feel like they're a part of the team without being overbearing. For example, we want to share key pieces of information, like what are my teammates doing? Not too much info, showing everyone's exact location. Yeah, that would be busted, and I would never play killer again. There's perk like Bond, people. Use Bond. Stop using Dead Hard. Use Bond. I'm kidding. Use whatever perk you want. I don't care. But it's simply, the idea is to bring solo survivors up to the same level, not give people excessive information that makes even a pre-made group stronger. We want to share a very early peek at one potential way of closing the gap. Before we do, we want to stress that this is very early stages. I'm curious to hear what you think. Please keep in mind that it may change, even be scrapped entirely. One feature we're experimenting is with the static icon next to his portrait in the HUD that lets you know. This way, solo survivors can base their decision on what they're going to do around what the teammates are doing, and the partial groups to get a better idea of their solo teammates' contribution, making everyone feel more of a team. I mean, they kind of needed that. I mean, it's going to be healthy for people that, whether they just started this game, they just want to play it by themselves and none of their friends are on, that's fine, and they just play a game. Okay, well, I now have this. Just gives the survivors better decision making. This is something that can be easily conveyed with a quick call out over voice chat, but is currently not available. Okay, that's why I prefer playing with friends, because it's just one call out. I don't have to look at the screen. I don't have to. Once again, it's a very early preview, so early that we're still discussing this internally. Feel free to share your thoughts. Please keep in mind that none of this is final or confirmed. Depending on how things go, this feature may be changed or scrapped entirely for the season. We wanted to be open about this and keep you in the loop. The gap between solo survivors and groups is not going under the radar. It's something we're active. All right, betas tab. Sometimes we think up experimental features that we love feedback and data on, but they aren't quite ready to release into the wild just yet. Enter the betas tab. Next time you head to the settings menu, you'll see a new betas tab. Here you'll find betas for upcoming features that you can opt in or out of as you please. Glad they're giving us a choice. Want to share your thoughts on something early on? Awesome. Opt in. Icing on the cake, you'll be rewarded with extra blood points for the first bunch of matches you play with the beta activated. Awesome. I'm a total blood point whore, so I need this. Unlike the player test build, these betas are all consoles. Everyone is invited. So that's nice. So it's basically like a PTB for consoles. Basically what. So the next question is, when is the first beta going to be? How about January 5th? Spoiler alert. The Wiggle update. So for all of you controller players, and for all you people that are having strain on your, left hand or whatever hand you use for the Wiggle, on this is your savior right now. Gonna be healthy because I've seen streamers, just playing on their console and just slapping that stick left and right, and like, that poor controller. But anyways, this is good. Last year we changed struggling from button mashing skill checks, making it much more accessible and a lot easier on your buttons. We've been working on similar update to wiggling as well. We're finally ready to share it with you. Instead of mashing buttons, you'll see a skill check while being carried. Only this one has 2 zones and doesn't go away when you hit it. Instead, hitting the skill check successfully will cause it to switch direction and gradually fill your wiggle meter. Keep hitting those skill checks and keep wiggling. I'm pretty sure it's not the same. It's the same speed as any max, whatever the max wiggle. It's just, as long as you hit every single one, it's just gonna keep progressing at the slow, steady rate that it already does. And if you miss one, it might slow it down. Interaction keeps wiggling interactive while requiring far fewer inputs and is much easier. Joysticks make it more accessible to players with repetitive strain injuries. Additionally, each side of the skill checks can optionally be bound to a different button to further increase the gap between repeated button browsers. This update will appear in the beta tab, allowing you to optimize toggle interactions. This one's interesting, and I'm not sure about this one. But hey, we'll just talk about it, go over it, and we'll go ahead and get on to part 2. On the topic of accessibility, another feature will be debuting with this update is a toggle mode for interaction. This new option, which can be enabled into the settings, holding a button for long periods of time is a thing of the past. Simply press the button to start the interaction, and then press it again to stop it. To go with it, you'll also find a new option to cancel interactions by sprinting. Go with it, you will need to find it. Oh, okay. Enemies will automatically cancel actions. Our goals with these new settings are to make Dev more accessible. Provide an alternate. Don't wish to button for that. I mean, I'm on PC, so holding M1 really isn't that bad. Like holding. I mean, I'm a killer main, so I mean, but I do play Survivor. So, but when I am playing Survivor, holding M1 to fix a gen really isn't that bad. It really doesn't hurt me, but not just about me, it's about everybody else. So, if people are complaining about it, then I'm more than happy. I'll just leave it how it is. Yeah, I mean, if people are having strain on holding down buttons and stuff, then yeah, great. Our goals with these new settings are to make them. Plus, this frees up a hand so you can take a drink while hitting skill checks. Still predict when you're taking a drink. Give you a skill check, though. That's our favorite feature. I mean, that right there. Even that this is a joke. This is a joke right here. This is a joke, but you know you can actually do it. You can't get away with doing that when it's killer. Unless you're Insidious Bubba again. But anyways. Yeah. If you made it this far, you've earned yourself a break from raiding. Check back tomorrow for part 2. We'll go over right now. Before we go, we have one last bit of news for player test beta open Wednesday, January 5th. That is tomorrow on the recording of this video. 2022. So if you're seeing this in the future, too late. Yeah, let's go over to part 2 now. All right, part 2. This was released yesterday. So 2 days ago. Or no, yesterday. Okay. So there's a lot of interesting stuff in this one. This one is they actually put a lot of good stuff in here. All right, welcome back. Hopefully your New Year's resolution was read more. Here comes part 2 of this dev update. Missed, you can watch. Without further ado, let's get this show on the Leatherface mask. Before we dive into the fun stuff, we want to address a serious topic. Those who may not know, the cannibal can unlock faces of the 4 original survivors. So, Jake, White, Claudette, Meg. You can unlock them by sacrificing them 25 times. I personally don't have them. I'm just bad. Members of the community have shared their experience with people targeting and harassing them while using some of these masks. These reports were disheartening to hear, and we absolutely condemn this behavior, as you should as a company. We are not comfortable having these masks in the game when they are used to spread hate. To that end, we will be removing the cannibal's unlockable faces, and anyone who has ever played the cannibal by the release of the Mist Chapter update awarded 6,000 shards. So I hopefully, even if you don't have the masks, I think I don't know if I'll still be. I don't have any of the masks, so I don't know if I'll. Wait, this is worded. Like I will be getting my 6K charge, which that's a lot of Shine of Secrets money. Even though I have all perks for killers, I have every perk in the game as of right now. That'll be nice. We will not tolerate hateful activity and will continue to take every step necessary to protect. Good. No need for any of that shit in any game. Any game. Whatsoever. Raid rewards revisited. Months back, ranks became grades. We introduced rewards based on how far you managed to climb each month. Currently, the rewards range up to 250k blood points per side. So yes, you can get 500,000 blood points. Every reset, as long as you hit rank 1 on both sides. I've been doing since they did that. We've been tracking grade resets in the months since to see not only how far everyone manages to get in a month, but also how many matches get there. Current reward for your efforts doesn't seem very fitting, but we will be increasing the grades rewards starting with the January 13th season, and the new rewards going out on the 13th of February. I'm really curious on what they increased it to. We're in the process of finalizing the exact rewards, but we'll keep you posted once they are decided. Rest assured, they will indeed be higher than before. Well, let's hope they're not like 300. Not like. I hope it's like a significant increase, because getting your way there, it's not really hard, but you feel like you actually have to try to double pip almost every game. So I mean, it makes it nice, but once you sit at Fury 1, then you can just sit and chill and relax and just play the game for fun. Add-on updates in our last. This is where stuff gets interesting, chat, right here. These add-ons and perk changes. In our last mid-chapter, we made some tweaks to a bunch of different add-ons. We were thrilled to see such a positive reaction, so we decided to make it a tradition. We hope to make add-on tweaks like these a more regular part of our updates in the future. Please keep in mind that just because we don't see a particular add-on on the list below doesn't mean it is not on our radar. We'll rapid fire through the add-ons, be adjusting this time. Adrenaline Vial. Okay, Blight. Your Adrenaline Vial, the flavor text on that add-on literally says, please don't do this. Still, please don't do this. Don't use Adrenaline Vial unless you want a meme, because you will frustrate yourself. I mean, he does have he does have other add-ons to counter this, but it's still I think it's still going to be a poopy add-on. But yeah, they reduced the turn rate. Penalty to 55%. I believe it was like 75. Might have been a little bit higher than that, but it was you couldn't turn with a shit. All right, the Cannibal shooting guide reduced movement speed penalty 2% was 4. Fair. Death gauge rake reduced movement speed penalty to 2% was 4%. Fair. Flesh lowered the maximum tantrum resistance was 5. Uh-oh. Eerie Flesh just got a buff. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Long guide bar increased time before tantrum by 2 seconds was 1. Clown. This is what needed to be done, chat. This last one. Solvent Jug increased duration of vigoration by 2 seconds. Good. Clown needs some love. Feather decreased cooldown by 40% was 30. That's pretty good. Flask of Bleach. I mean, yeah, he's gonna need some buff add-ons after they absolutely destroy his pinky thing. Flask of Bleach. Inner effect increased by 4% was 5. That's a little bit of a nerf. Pinky Finger. Now you can only have, I think, 2 bottles, which is fine because you actually need to hit it for them to get. You actually need to hit them with the bottle for them. And Clown's arc is super weird, but I think this is fair. I think he needs 2. I don't think they needed to hit him with just 1 bottle, but I think this is in the right direction. I mean, you can throw on the, I forgot what the name of the add-on is. It just adds 1, and you could throw that on, and you could just have 3 bottles, Pinky Head bottles. But hey, I think they should have made this max 2. I think that would be fair. Because if you start getting, you've seen it on my stream a couple of times where I usually hit a lot of my bottle like directly in their back. So it's not hard to hit once you get it down, but once you do hit it, it's very rewarding, and it makes Clown a very good killer with Pinky Finger, especially when somebody knows how to hit the bottles. But anyways, that's just my opinion on that. I mean, I think this is better for it because insta-down add-ons, insta-down, I would just say insta-down add-ons are just not fun. Like eerie add-ons, for the most part, you just want to be an asshole and sweat your mind out, and it's not fun. If you want, you can go back and watch my stream VOD from this morning, and you can go watch that Wraith game on the game. You can just go watch that. It's boring. But yeah, the pig. Amanda's letter reduces available reverse bear traps by 2. That's 3. Put up a buff there. Last will increases time to charge ambush decks by 33%. So that's a bit of a nerf. So that's a buff and a nerf for Amanda Young. Twins. Iridescent pendant increased exposed duration to 45 seconds plus 30. I believe that's the one where if you crush Victor when he's idle. I think. When you either crush him or I think it's when you crush him when he's idle, I believe. Baby Teeth increased blindness duration to 30 seconds was 15. Adeline Scarf increases Victor movement speed by 0.3 meters per second that's a little bit of a nerf. Toy Sword increases upon charge time. Nerf. Tail Biscuit. Another nerf. Nemesis. That's an umbrella bat. Increased duration of exposed. See, that is much better. But basically, whenever they vaccinate, they're exposed for 6. Which add-on is stupid. Fury add-on. Stupid. This one too. This one got a buff. They really shattered. Okay, this one, Shattered Star Badge isn't as bad as Umbrella Badge. Because if you paid attention to where they vaccinated, you could drop whatever you're doing, and if you notice that they were healthy, you would just drop chase, go right over there and get like a free down. Almost every time. With exception of to a few maps, but hey. Shattered Star Badge increases zombie movement speed by 150% a minute. Was 100%. So this actually might. I believe this is one of the more fair one, because I believe this one is whenever a gen gets done, the zombies get, like here, have a bunch of Gatorade, go. Marvin's Blood increasing mutation range by 25, so that's a nerf. Increased mountain, also a nerf. Probably to compensate for better Star Badge, because you can just run double movement speed. The zombies would be moving like they're running a marathon. The Huntress. Wooden Fox increased undetectable duration to 30 seconds plus 15. Undetectable really doesn't mean anything on Huntress because of her lullaby. I think they should just remove that add-on entirely. Having an undetectable Huntress, that's just. I mean, yeah, it kind of throws them off when you're in an indoor map, but any open map, you can kind of just look around and see where she's at, and you can, as a survivor, you can hear her when she's got a fully wound up hatchet. Not really undetectable Huntress. The Oni irredented family crest increased range from 24 meters to 12 meters. So the family crest, I believe, is the one that when you miss a demon strike attack, everybody within, it was 12, now it's 24. Everybody within a 12 or 24 meter radius now will scream. So it's basically having like infectious fright. I mean, you could just run infectious fright and just not use this add-on. Hey, that's just me. I know. And Oni's terror radius is 32 meters, so infectious fright is by far better than this add-on, because infectious fright actually hits you, actually rewards you for hitting them, not missing. I mean, you could run both and then just make them scream all the time. That would be kind of a troll. Maybe I'll do that sometime on stream when I play Killer next. I'll do Infectious Fright, Family Crest Oni with like Make Your Choice, Scourge Hook, Pain Resonance, Dragon's Grip, Iron Maiden. I don't know. We'll do something goofy with it. Anyways, perk updates. This is some of these buffs are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be a dev without a list of perks being changed. Here's what is in store for this mid-chapter. Boil Over. This is an interesting one. The effects of willing has been increased by 50, 70, 100%. So the killer is going to have a very hard time. Even with Iron Grasp now. Even with Iron Grasp, the killer is going to have a hard time getting you to a hook. Now, and they also changed the aura blocking range for nearby hooks has been increased to a nice round 15 meters. Additionally, Boil Over has a new effect. If the killer drops from a height while carrying you, you instantly get 25% wiggle bonus. So let's say he's on top of Midwich and you get down right by the window and there's that hook out in the courtyard. He's like, well, I don't want to walk around the hallway, so I'm just gonna drop down. You know, and then somebody's at the bottom with breakout and a Sabo toolbox. Killer's not gonna be very happy. But yeah, that's gonna be now. If you get Shelter Woods, you know that's really not gonna. They unless they're carrying to basement and they just drop down the stairs, because that actually does count as a fall. They take the shortcut down the stairs and you might get a wiggle off there, but any kind of flat map, you're not gonna get 100% value out of this. But you know, you got your 2-story maps like, you know, RPD, you got Ormond. If you go down in Ormond, I think Ormond is going to be the most problematic map from the new boil over, because Ormond's second floor doesn't have any hooks. RPD has second floor hooks. Midwich has second floor hooks. I mean, Haddonfield doesn't, but you would have to go out. You would have to go down on a roof, so for that to work. So that one's kind of situation. But I think Ormond was the best example for this. Even Yamoka with the big temple or whatever, that one there's sometimes a hook up there as well. But yeah, this could be really good on Ormond. So if you bring an Ormond offering with this, just go downstairs. Or just stay upstairs. And yeah, Killer would more than likely drop down. Alright, next up, Distortion. All the things that you can read your orders these days, these tokens disappear sooner than you like. Lethal Pursuer. Just instantly takes a token. I'm All Ears takes tokens. Anything that reads the Survivor's Orders. We're upping the number of tokens that you start with. I believe it's 3 now. 4 is... I think it should be 5. But, you know, I think 5 would be fair. Distortion. Killer's got 4 hooks. You haven't been one of them. And yeah. 4 hooks doesn't really take. Now remember me. They have a lot of potential, but the basic attack condition could make it an unpopular choice on some killers, so it's gone. Remember me will now get a token whenever the obsession loses a health state. That's better. I always thought, you know, perks that, and there's quite a few of these in this update section. Basically anything besides like save the best for last. Any perk that requires you to hit them with a basic attack was kind of like demo, for example, on Chris, like Bubba, Billy. It just feels bad. You're using an M2 killer and you're M1ing. Not calling anybody out or anything, but if you have a special attack, start using it. Get rewarded for it. You're there for a reason. Start using it. Don't M100. Unless you're doing a meme blood favor build, or if you're doing, you know, some crazy, you know, play with your food bull crap. But have a special ability, use it, practice it, become a better killer. This is a good change, I think. Yeah. So whenever the obsession loses a health state, you get a token. So you don't have to just M1 them. Wake Up, getting a buff. And that note, team's only fitting to revisit Wake Up. We've increased the gate opening speed to 15, 20, 25% in their respective tiers of the perk. This should make the perk more impactful when it comes into play, and some offers some counterplay in the event that I remember me catches on. Yeah, but there's only, I mean, Wake Up, I see it every once in a while. I mean, unless I'm playing with Ronnie or Grim. Excuse me. But yeah, I think in high MMR, it's really not going to make that much of a difference. It might if you Because you could, I mean, you could honestly stack on Spine Chill Resilience. You could really crank out that door open. You could open it up pretty quick, but anyways, I'll probably never use Wake Up unless, you know, do Perk Roulette or some crazy stuff on the stream. Gearhead, simply put, the conditions for Gearhead are too strict for the payoff. Giving a little rework. So basically, what Gearhead does right now, anytime that you hit a basic attack, you have to do it twice. Anybody that's working on a gen and they're hitting a skill check while they're repairing a gen, basically the gen's aura turns yellow. And it basically tells you, hey, there's somebody working on that gen. So, hey, when you down this person, you can, you know, go to that gen. So after you hit them, just look around. Okay, that gen's yellow. Somebody's on that gen. I'm going to hook them and go over there. It's just barbecue. It's basically like a great value barbecue or a thrilling tremors or a pain resonance. I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, it's just that perk could be just completely reworked. But the aura will be revealed for 6, 8, 10 seconds. Gearhead then deactivates. These changes will make the perk more appealing on killers that are life heavy on special attacks and make it activate far more often, while also providing more defense. Power Struggle, another meme perk. One released pretty safe value, so it wouldn't get out of hand, but now we're comfortable reducing the activation conditions. Power Struggle will now activate once 25, 20, 15. The thing is with Power Struggle, you never run Power Struggle solo. I mean, you could, but you're gonna have a lot more fun with Power Struggle once you actually get it into, once you actually start working with a Swift, because all the survivors have to do for Power Struggle to work is get near where they get down and distract the killer for a little bit, run away from the pallet to think like, hey, I'm gonna get this kill with the pallet save. Oh no, he sees me, time to run away, but I know the person that got down's got Power Struggle. So they'll just sit in the pallet and then they're like, okay, well, he fucked off, so I'm gonna go to the back of this pallet and pick up the survivor, and then bam, just get slapped by a pallet. That's the best scenario for Power Struggle. That's why Power Struggle was a thing. I mean, the killer's got to either take the pallet either way. So if there's a survivor there or the pallet save, then the killer can't really work around Power Struggle besides just don't down them at pallets. But sometimes you can't always do that. Buckle up. Shit perk. Doesn't really matter. I'll never use Buckle Up unless I'm doing Perk Roulette. Coup de grace. This one's a bit of a roller coaster. It was really toned down because it was too strong. But then made it a little too weak. We're bumping the lunge increase up 80% at tier 3. Okay. Furtive Chase. Here's another one. Here's another fun perk. But if your obsession dies, it's kind of bad. Furtive Chase has found its way into some niche builds and can be found a lot of fun to experiment with. Yes. Myers. I tried it on Trickster. Trickster's pretty fun. Anybody with like a 24 meter terrace. I even worked this on Old Slinger. I played this. Furtive Chase, Monitor, and Abuse. Forgot what else. What else I used? I basically had a 0. I think it was like Dark Devotion or something. Just a bunch of crazy stuff. But yeah, I basically made Slinger's terror radius non-existent, add-ons and such. It was a pretty fun match. Basically, once you get your stacks, they're there, whether your obsession dies. All right, let's talk about this one real quick. Now, 1 or 2 days ago, I did a build request with Deadman Switch on Freddy. And it was, I think it was like Nemesis, Deadman Switch, Corrupt, and I don't know what, but I don't forget what the fourth perk was. But anyways, and with class photo. So basically, anytime I chase somebody, I just get hit by a pallet, force them to change obsession, down that obsession, hook them. Deadman Switch would activate. Well, I would hook them. Deadman Switch activates. And then I use class photo, or it was pain resonance. I would go to the pain resonance gen. And then everybody would get off of the gen because they would see blood spewing out of the, gen. Like, oh shit, he's coming to this gen. And then all the gens would be blocked off. So this is actually a really good change for Deadman. It can be a pretty fun perk now. The obsession condition of this perk makes it very inconsistent to use. Also severely limits number of times it can activate in a match. Deadman will activate whenever any survivor is hooked. Great. Fantastic. I wonder if you could pair this with Thrilling. Pick them up for Thrilling. Teleport to the gen that's working on. Like with Demo or Nurse or Light even. Yeah, we'll experiment this one and actually comes out. We'll do some crazy Deadman Switch builds. How's that? We'll do it on stream. On that note, we're all geared up for tomorrow's player test build and subsequent mid chapter. Be sure to let us know how we did. Keeping an eye out on your. All right, that is it. We are 40 almost. That's almost an hour video. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna be doing this. We're like I said in the beginning of this video. I will be going over. They won't be this long. They'll be a little bit shorter and a little bit sweeter, except for like the part 1s and part 2s. But I think I'm going to just do them individually. I just wanted to start this one off because it is 2022. I want to expand my YouTube content a little bit. So yeah, we will wait until the next one. I will put this in a certain folder here on YouTube. I'll put it in a playlist or like a different section or whatever. For like the patch notes update section. I want to try to get a lot more YouTube content out. And yeah, so I think this is a good way to start. I'm not gonna have any like fancy dancy like crazy stuff because I started on Twitch. I just kind of want to expand a little bit here on YouTube. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I'm gonna post that link below. And I might post my Twitter. I might put all my social stuff too. So if you guys want to check out the live stream almost every single night. A lot of Dead by Daylight content. Every once in a while I'll be playing something different, but 95% of the time I'm on Dead by Daylight. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you guys tonight for the stream on midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning Central Time. Playing some Survivor games tonight, so I hope to see you there. Yeah, everybody take care. Love you all. And I will talk to you guys later. Later, guys.